and welcome back to Cooking with MoWino. Yasamu? Not sure, my Greek friends will let me know, but this is the flavor and the inspiration for today's meal. I just had a sip of fig-infused ouzo, a Greek liqueur that is delish and a little potent, but a week ago I marinated figs in some ouzo. It was supposed to be only a 24-hour marinade, but it ended up being a week long because my work life went crazy. I know people might think that I cook and enjoy wine and food for a living, but I don't. It's my passion, and my day job took over this week. So the figs have been soaking in ouzo for a week, and it's actually pretty good stuff. So I am going to make today my version of baklava, which is a delicious dessert or snack, and it has traditionally walnuts and pistachios, phyllo dough, but I of course added the MoWino twist. So you've seen my ingredient board, and then again we had a little change of plans this morning, and I was going to make a big pan of baklava, but instead I'm now going to make many individual ones in my muffin tin. So come along, welcome back, and see where we go. So you've seen the ingredient board, but we're going to now use our muffin tin, and under this wet towel to keep our phyllo dough moist, I have cut them into squares, and we're going to use that to create the layers of our mini baklavas. So I've already sprayed my muffin tin with non-stick spray, and now we are just going to fold back part of our wet towel and quickly assemble our phyllo, because we are layering our phyllo dough. So this is just the bottom layer. I'm going to put a little bit of butter. Now we're just dabbing, really, because as you can see, the phyllo dough is very delicate. Just dab a little. Because remember, we've already sprayed it, so the bottom layer already has some moisture. Now we're just giving it the yummy of our butter infused with cinnamon taste. To give a little bit of texture, I'm just sprinkling just a little bit of panko breadcrumbs before we put our next layer. Now, as you can see, this is not a direct science. Like, I put 2 there, so I'm only going to put 1. I skipped it for this round. This one has 1 layer, and I'm putting it the opposite direction. I don't know if you can tell. See how I have them going this way? So I'm crisscrossing the phyllo dough in the opposite direction to create a complete flower petal cup, if you will. And these aren't perfect squares because, like I said, it's all going to come together in a very tasty bite, I should say. So it's like a cross, like a T. It's very hard to get this apart and in single layers. See, they have 2 already. This one I'll go this way, and these 2 here are single layers, so we want to make sure that they're similar with the family. We have 1, and we're going to go the crisscross of the T and go the other way. Put the wet towel back down, get our little butter smear. It's already collapsed on one side, so we have to make sure we compensate in our next layer. A little bit of panko. The goal here is to put 4 layers down and then to add our yummy fig and walnut filling. So again, I'm going the opposite direction of that cup, trying to create a beautiful layered cup. Flour. Some of these guys might have got some extra love in them, but technically it's a third layer of phyllo dough. Okay, so we have now 4 layers of phyllo dough, melted infused butter, and panko breadcrumbs into our muffin tins. So we're going to add our filling of walnuts, coconut, and delicious figs that have been soaking in ouzo for a week. So I'm going to use my ice cream scooper and get a good size amount and fill it up. See? Just going to pack that in there. So I'm going to fill these up, and then we're going to make the other 12, and we're going to then bake it in the oven. I'll bring you back. Now we have 24 mini individual MoWino's version of baklavan. After I filled all of the cups, I put the last remaining parts of my butter infusion that I had melted with cinnamon sticks, and just put about a half a teaspoon on top of each, and believe it or not, it ended up being a perfect measurement. The pot was completely empty, so I had just enough to do it. So now I'm going to put them in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, crisp them up, and make another infused simple syrup to top them off. Stay tuned. Okay, so we had a little bit of an oven mishap, and I basically forgot to turn the oven, keep it on. So I had to kick up the temperature. So now we have very nicely browned phyllo dough. In the recipe, I'll have to put the adjustments of the correct timing, but technically it should have been 30 to 35 minutes at 375. But I forgot to hit stay on. I hit 375 and walked away. Anyway, now I'm putting our simple syrup that has been infused with cinnamon, just to make it more traditional baklava, even though it's not traditional by no means, because I am known for making things with a twist. So anyway, when they cool, I'm sure they are going to taste extra yummy.